What's up, guys? I'm here at the Factory Entertainment booth in San Diego Comic-Con. They have these incredible ships I want to show you guys. A couple of Enterprises and an ET ship. So hang out with me and we're going to go through this. Let's go. First up, let's kick it off with what drew me to the booth, the Star Trek ships. You can't deny how impressive these models look in person. Each one of the ships are studio scale and will be made of fiberglass with a metal structure. This one right here is Picard's Enterprise D from Star Trek The Next Generation. It features working LED lights and it is massive at over 42 inches long, I'm estimating. I didn't have my measuring tape with me, but it is a very big model, guys. All of the Star Trek ships will be made to order and are highly limited with a cap at probably 4 to 5 ships ever made for each one of the ships. This one right here will set you back $17,000 if you decide to get one. Next up is the USS Excelsior, Captain Sulu's ship. Just like with the Enterprise D, it features beautiful LED lights throughout the ship to bring it to life. As an added bonus, this one here comes with a signature plaque of George Takei, so that's awesome. And it is a massive, massive ship. I think it's even bigger than the Enterprise D that we just looked at. One thing I also want to make note of is that what we're looking at here are prototypes. So the final products will have the power cables hidden and you won't see supports for the front dish. So it'll actually look like it's floating in space. Now, what's really awesome about this one is that no one has ever made a model of this Excelsior, so it's really nice to see that they're doing this for Star Trek fans. And I gotta imagine for those of you that can afford this and have the space for this, you're pretty excited. The Excelsior is gonna set you back $16,000 if you decide to get it, and just like with the other Enterprises, only 4 to 5 will ever be made. And lastly, if you want to go with the original, there's Kirk's Enterprise 1701 refit. Now, this one is super, super cool. I really like this one. Even though the Enterprise D, the Next Generation, is really the one that I grew up with as a kid, seeing this one, it just brings me back to the times of when I would like hang out with my dad and watch the movies. It is really neat. One of the things that I really like about this ship is not just that it's the most iconic of the Star Trek series, but it has all of these incredible details. You can actually see inside of the ship, and I wish I had a better camera that I could get even closer so that you guys could see all the details, but what I was seeing was things like inside of the hangar, you can see all of the ships inside of there. You could see inside of the captain's quarters. You could see a atrium at the bottom, which I never even knew existed on the ship, which that was really, really interesting to see when I saw it in person. The LED on the deflector dish even simulates firing the deflector beam, which is a really nice touch for fans. This one here is going to set you back $15,000. It's the least expensive of the three, but by no stretch of the imagination isn't any less detail in this one than any of the others. I really like the way this came out. And keeping with Star Trek, they also had a phaser rifle in hand, which I actually got a chance to hold. It was really awesome. It's got a good weight to it. It actually has real working lights and sound, so it simulates firing the weapon. Very, very cool. Now, getting away from Star Trek, they also had the Black Manta helmet from the Aquaman movie, and this thing was really, really clean. I like how they had gloss and matte paint to the black, so it actually separates some of the details, which is really nice. The lights on the eyes actually look very much like what I remember seeing in the movie, and it simulates firing the lasers from the eyes, which was really, really cool. Now, if you're more of a time-traveling junkie than a superhero fan or a Star Trek fan, they got you covered there as well. They had a life-size flux capacitor on display, which was awesome. I wanted to take this thing home and put it in my Challenger. This thing was really, really cool. It has all the details like we saw in the movie, and it even simulates the light-up effects that happen when Marty makes the jump to go into the future. That's freaking awesome. And lastly, at the booth, they had a prototype of ET ship. Now, this brought me right back to my childhood. I remember seeing this as a kid, and I can't believe how many details were on the ship and how much they were able to get, considering that there was barely any screen time for this ship. It was mostly in shadow. So it was really cool that they got all of these details and they did so much research to get it to look like this. It has real working LED lights, which look great. And I could actually see myself buying this and then making like a forest display to put it in just to make it look like it did in the film. So really awesome. But that's going to be it for all of the very big, awesome pieces that they had at the Factory Entertainment booth. They also had a lot of other collectibles and props that you can get. Make sure you check out the Factory Entertainment website. I'll leave a link in the description for you guys to get to it. And until next time, guys, keep it marvelous.